breaking limits, setting our pace through every let the circuits hum, hear the code's heartbeat, unlock the power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree. GPT Claude, come fulfill your dream. Persona crafted, generation's key. Unleash potential, break the boundary, see. Learning's alive, it's a brand new day. AI's our tutor, leading the way. With Gemini Spark, Mistral's embrace. We're breaking limits, setting our pace through every let the circuits hum, hear the code's heartbeat, unlock the power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree. GPT Claude, come fulfill your dream. Persona We're breaking limits, setting our pace through every Let the circuits hum, hear the code's heartbeat. Unlock the power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree. GPT Claude, come fulfill your dream. Persona crafted, generation
AI to analyze the docs and give them a page that would make this call, this API call. Now, some of the issues we experienced last night were because these two projects kind of mismatch a little bit. This project right now, the Stable Diffusion 3 project, actually uses an older version of Next.js that uses what's called PageRouter. So all your pages and all your API calls are inside of a folder called Page. And our project, our SaaS template, uses what's called an app router, right? It uses this new way of having all your pages inside of this. Let me go to my project inside of this app folder. So that's really the main difference. Is in Ross's project, everything that we need is inside of the pages folder, and in here, everything that we need is inside of the app folder. So as you guys can see inside of app, I have all these different subdirectories that lead to different pages. And of course, I also have the API, which makes the API call. And that was our main hiccup yesterday. So I spent a little bit of time. I think maybe after the space, I'm pretty sure we actually fixed it during the space as we were wrapping up. So those last 20 minutes, I was able to fix this up just by using AI. I went in, I spoke to AI a little bit, and I got an idea that, well, it doesn't really understand that there's this new version of Next.js. And all I did was I went to Next.js, I copied over their documentation, I gave it to the AI, and it was able to understand it a little bit better. So giving it that extra context that we are able to give because AI Tutor Plus and GPT-4, they provide you with this huge 120K context window. Now, for here, we're going to get to this part. This is code that I open sourced back to you guys last night before we wrapped up. So, I think let's get along with actually integrating this code. So this right here is Ross's code, and in order to integrate it into our SaaS template, well, we're gonna need to understand the structure of our own template a little bit. So in our template, we have a few important folders. First, of course, we have the app folder. So since our template uses what's called app router, all of our pages and our API calls will be inside of this folder. And you guys are going to notice immediately this page.tsx that you see inside the app folder. This is the main page that your users will hit as soon as they go to your website. So this is the main page, and as you can see, it has the pricing here. So just so you can orient yourself within this template a little bit. And then inside of this app folder, we have other folders. So for example, our template.
Alisher?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry to interrupt you, love. Justin has a question, and I don't know if it's with something that you just previously said, because he wasn't here last night, so he might be following along at a different pace. So if you could answer his question before continuing.
Yeah, please.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Justin.
Yeah, hey, thanks so much. Real quick clarifying question. So, is there like a preferred like top three, like ChatGPT, Gemini, and one other one that you would kind of suggest as like your preferred like top three that you would like, oh, these are like my go-to? Because obviously, as part of the platform, you guys provide like a ton of options, right? But from a general tip standpoint, can you share with me like, oh yeah, these are always my top three: ChatGPT, Gemini, and whatever else.
So that's a great question. I think for this type of work, last night, and what I personally use the most is the developer personality and GPT-4 Turbo from 0125, so from January. Those are probably your best combination. This will get you about 120,000 context window, and what will happen is you're really not gonna hit that context window in this project because this project is pretty light. But if you do hit that context window, then you can bump yourself up to Gemini 1.5 Pro, which has that 1 million context window. I don't have it set up here, but you can always go to models and then add and just add in Gemini. You don't need any API keys here.
Okay, awesome. And then as a really helpful, thank you. And then as a follow-up real quick, so from the general standpoint of using the AI tutor tool, are there like a top three that you would suggest, or is it just depending on which persona you pick?
So for coding specifically, I suggest Plus because Plus it doesn't have a limit for your message. So in here, in this message, I can put in all of the code for my app. I can put in all of the documentation, and it'll go through it. If you go to something like Multibot, it'll cut you off. It will get you as much context as you want, but per message, you'll be cut off a little bit. But Plus doesn't do that. Plus lets you parse in. If you want to parse like a 60,000 token message, you could.
Okay, awesome. And sorry, last question. I promise, super helpful. So if I'm just like a marketer, right? Like I'm a marketer and I'm using AI tutor and there's all those different options. Are there like a top three that you would suggest? Like, or it just depends on the persona I pick?
Like specifically for marketing.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so it depends on what you want to do. This is a great tool, but this is purely for, I would say, chatting with and getting responses. If you go to premium for marketing, I highly recommend Magic. That's a great one for marketing. And let's see.
Okay. Yeah. That I don't want to take us derail us. So thank you. Super helpful. So yeah, continue on. My really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, but for you, for marketing specifically, I'll recommend Magic. I'll recommend AI Tutor Premium and maybe Multibot. That's gonna be your trifecta of AI tools, and you can get different things out of them. Especially Magic. Magic has voice generation. It has different article generation. You can play around with SEO using Magic. So a lot of good marketing stuff in there. But yeah, that's actually a great question. How do we use these AI tools? That's kind of I guess that's the lesson today. Is today we're using these AI tools to try to splice in the code into our SaaS template.
Well, to give folks a better kind of word picture, we have traditional Legos, and then we have the other Legos. And you know what I'm talking about when you go onto Amazon and you see the other Legos that are compatible with the legit Legos. Now, sometimes when we're cobbling together, bits and bobs of open source code, they technically are supposed to fit together, but sometimes they're a little wonky, or they might have a different kind of connection in some ways. It's not saying that they won't fit. They actually will. It's just that you have to kind of go into the experience knowing that that might be the case. You know, we have been trained on having everything kind of, fit here and there, and then, it all works seamlessly. That's not always the case. And when we're talking about my AI tutor, we have all these different personas that are wonderful at sussing out bits and bobs that we need to kind of, figure out for ourselves. One of the main lessons and takeaways from last night and from today and from this point forward is that your AI is a cohort. If you don't understand something, you're constantly switching screens. And I know it's difficult because you're holding a phone, you're talking into the phone, you're looking at the computer, you're watching a live.
breaking limits, setting our pace through every Let the circuits hum, hear the code's heartbeat. Unlock the power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree. GPT Claude, come fulfill your dream. Persona crafted, generation's key. Unleash potential, break the boundaries, see. Learning's alive, it's a brand new day. AI's our tutor, leading the way. With Gemini Spark, Mistral's embrace. We're breaking limits, setting our pace through every Let the circuits hum, hear the code's heartbeat. Unlock the power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree. GPT Claude, come fulfill your dream. Persona crafted, generation's key. Unleash potential, break the boundaries, see. Learning's alive, it's a brand new day. AI's our tutor, leading the way. With Gemini Spark, Mistral's embrace. We're breaking limits, setting our pace through every Let the circuits hum, hear the code's heartbeat. Unlock the power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree. GPT Claude, come fulfill your dream. Persona crafted, generation's key. Unleash potential, break the boundaries, see. Learning's alive, it's a brand new day. AI's our tutor, leading the way. With Gemini Spark, Mistral's embrace. We're breaking limits, setting our pace through every Let the circuits hum, hear the code's heartbeat. Unlock the power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree. GPT Claude, come fulfill your dream. Persona crafted, generation's key. Unleash potential, break the boundaries, see. Learning's alive, it's a brand new day. AI's our tutor, leading the way. With Gemini Spark, Mistral's embrace. We're breaking limits, setting our pace through every Let the circuits hum, hear the code's heartbeat. Unlock the power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree. GPT Claude, come fulfill your dream. Persona crafted, generation's key. Unleash potential, break the boundaries, see. Learning's alive, it's a brand new day.
Did have it on for sale, but then I think so. I don't really understand how updates get pushed. Like it says, sign up failed, email rate limit exceeded when I try to sign up.
Artie, take
So-
screenshots too and post them in the bubble because sometimes that helps us try to suss out what you're doing or where you're at, right?
So you want to use the project that we used during week 2. If you start a new project, then you've disconnected yourself from the project from week 2.
Okay, I think I got to the right page.
And the updates get pushed through GitHub Desktop.
And then you put any name for the card holder or your
Yeah, you
name.
can put any name, any date. Yeah, we can't do it locally because locally we don't have Stripe running. It's gonna be a little too many steps for us to install Stripe CLI and then have a local listener. It is in the guide though. If you go to week 2 guide and you follow it step by step, as I was testing everything for week 2, I made a note of each step that I took to get to the end goal. So
Rating, make sure that you have your notebook out, your pens out, beverage of choice, preferably one that will not get you inebriated by the end of the evening, because we want all of our faculties this evening. Um, make sure too that you have your laptop available and already opened to our innovators thinktank.com, obviously. They have all of the notes and agenda already there prepared for you. Hopefully, you've seen some of the tweets that we are going to be hunting and gathering this evening. And it's going to be a little bit different because we're hunting and gathering for ourselves sometimes, and instead of everybody else. And so we'll be on different paths during the course of the night. Similar paths, but different nonetheless. And so there are going to be some deviations, which means hair pulling and gnashing of teeth and, all of the swearing and muttering under your word, under your breath. But just be encouraged because this is not an easy thing that we're doing. All of us are learning side by side. You're not alone in the journey and you are not going to be left behind. So we'll figure it out as the evening progresses, as we've done in the previous. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always DM any of us and we'll make sure that all of that happens for you. So please make sure you have your laptop up, that your Innovators Think Tank.com is open because that really is kind of your compass, right? It's our roadmap for the evening. So if you get lost, that's where all of our hub of information is going to be. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just yell, wave your hand. We do know that you're on a laptop, okay? So I will do my best to try to spot you in the crowd as Alisher and Nick and Ross are fielding behind the scenes. And we have Cash Money Kev and Matea and Josh, all keeping an eye over the ecosystem and making sure that everybody is accounted for and taken care of as we go through the evening. The other thing, too, is that if you do have questions, add them to the purple bubble. That is a way that I can find you. Maybe sometimes it's easier if I'm ignoring you or I can't see you. You can tag me in the main timeline and I can see a pop up that way. Those are really helpful to put your questions there because they're attached to the space. You can also communicate in the Innovators Think Tank, of course, and of course also in the Discord channels. This is an omni-channel presentation, so you have lots of moving parts. We all understand it. Most of us are on our phones listening into X Spaces. So, let the games begin. I hope that each and every one of you have come here with a heart wanting to learn and the disposition willing to laugh because sometimes things can be frustrating. Just know that we will make sure it gets done and nothing is forever. You can't break stuff that we can't fix, and that's always a positive. So Josh, welcome to the space. Cash Money, I love you guys. Matea, Alisher, I don't know who's behind the tech in schools, but Nick and Ross, you are loved and appreciated. I do do think that you're going to have a Morgan out in the wild showing
And Sarah,
up
what
there
I'll
as
what
well.
I'll say is we're gonna love to have you share some more and do that intro again, maybe at like 5:10. I love all of those
You're a
notes. I'm sure
dork. No,
I'm no, I love it. I love it. I was just
that's right.
generally if we kind of let maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I want everybody to be able to come in and hear all the amazing words that you have. So I just wanted to share if here when we do the intro and when we start, if you want to share some of that again, I think it would be well
I
placed.
could totally
100%.
try. I'll make it up as I go along. But yes, I just want to. Dead air is very disconcerting to some folks, and I am one of those people because Twitter has been awful all day today, and there have been a number of spaces. Half the room can hear and the other half can't. And the dead air is always, oh my gosh, am I hearing something? Is it me? I'm gonna leave the room, or I'm gonna come back, or whatever. I am one of those people. Silence drives me nuts, so I will repeat it in a few seconds or a few minutes at 7:10. But I am seeing the room fill up, and we do appreciate any and all reposts, and also questions, comments, concerns, what you're learning, how you're feeling about it. This is an experiment that many, 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 many underscore big italicized words are watching. They're watching in real time. A lot of companies that we have been using their services, whether it's Supabase or Vercel, they've come out of the woodwork because they like to see what we're up to. And Josh has set the table. It is a wonderful banquet of learning experiences. And then you've got the hard work of the whole entire crew. We always say Nick, Alisher, and Ross, but they've got a whole group of people working behind the scenes, helping them and making sure that we have all of are a lot of unsung heroes when it comes to this ecosystem. And I will say too, humble brag, the timelines today were mentioning about Gemini 1.5 Pro as people getting access to it. And I am particularly proud and smitten with the fact that I've been playing with it for about 2 weeks, courtesy.
Douglas, Smoke, Rutro, Matthew, Inver, Alisher, Sarah. Good to see everybody. Like and retweet the room. We'll be coming on with a brief intro, and then we'll get
the tools that you get to learn here are usually first mover advantage. You have access to tools that other people do not have, and yes, they make people jealous. So if that's one of your motivators, that you love being, the yuppie that discovers the band before everybody else, and that you have the something that everybody else wants before it comes out and in the mainstream, then yes, my AI tutor is definitely providing that for you. So I'm going to give the space a little bit more time to simmer, and then we'll go through the intro again, putting the mask on yourself before the people next to you, where the exits are, et cetera, et cetera.
I love it. And guys, take a moment for yourselves. Like and retweet the room. This is your third week being in this space, and a lot of you are dedicating a lot of of your time, your energy into making this happen. So like and retweet the room. Get more of your network into here. I know we're on week 3, but all the past weeks are on the site, so folks can get caught up. Here in maybe a minute and 30 seconds, we'll go ahead and start the third ever Build a SaaS from Idea to Impact. We'll do a quick intro, and we're going to get right into it. So those of you who have been here since 5 o'clock, hanging on tight, you guys rock. Thanks for being in your seat on time. That's well appreciated. Go ahead and like and retweet the room. We'll pull in the rest of the students, and we'll get rocking here in just a minute. Oh, and for those of you who are requesting the mic, guys, we will bring you up here in the next 2 or 3 minutes. I promise. I promise. So really great to see a number of faces, and those of you grabbing the mic, I promise the stage, we will open it up here in a moment.
To give folks an inkling, just so it's not dead air, because I am so OCD about dead air. Many people do not realize how many people are working behind the scenes to make sure that this space is operating. We have this 10-minute kind of cushion, but you've got Luke working his magic with all of the sites with the Innovators Think Tank, an incredibly gifted person who is really, when you know what your superpower is and you are in the zone and you are doing the thing, every day is a Super Bowl. And so Wednesday nights for these guys, the coders, the, slingers of tech, the random connectors of this, that, and the other thing, they are behind the scenes. They've got their little mics on, they've got their headsets, they're doing the imaginary numbers, they're looking like Top Gun with the big old flashlights moving and pushing tin here, there, and everywhere to make sure that we have a class. And it does not go unnoticed. I mean, you have a seamless kind of front facing interface, but there are a lot of moving parts, and sometimes things go wonky. Sometimes you have the middle of a DDoS attack. You have all sorts of things that can happen. And, like I said, this is their Super Bowl. And so just a hat tip to the folks that are behind the scenes, making sure that we have our live stream and that it is hot, straight, and normal. They're doing the tests as we speak. And you have your agenda up. Highly recommend taking a peek at it. If you have not paid attention to the timeline and understand what hunting and gathering actually means today, this is your time to kind of cram for the quiz that's going to occur in a couple minutes. This is the kind of stuff that you would write on your little index card in teeny tiny writing when your professor says you only have a 3x5 card, and all of a sudden you're writing all the small little crib notes to make sure that you can pass the test at the end of the night. Just know too that if things do not go according to plan, that you do not get the thing that we're supposed to have at the end of the night, that doesn't mean you failed. That just means that you didn't connect the dots in the correct way, and that Thursday mornings are where we have our postmortem, and we try to figure out what the heck went wrong, what we can fix, how many people actually fell asleep during the Twitter stream, which has happened. They sit there and they're wondering why they have an indentation of the phone on their forehead, and the thing has not magically appeared. That happens. I can attest to that. Although I have not fallen asleep personally, I have spent the all-nighter looking at my screen, just hoping that it would change, magically. And it doesn't. You have to wait till the next morning and say, Alice or Ross, I really fracked this up. Help me fix it. So at any rate, I think I'm looking at the faces in the room, and I'm noticing we're missing a few people. So if you can tag smoke, there's smoke. If you notice to your left and your right folks that you've seen in the last 2 weeks, especially, and they're not here yet, tag them. Be awesome. Make sure that they are aware. They might not have put their notifications on. But I think, after 10 hours with one another, 5 hours each night, we kind of get to know who we are, right? And we know who shows up. Be awesome and tap the glass and say, hey, Pocket Family, guess what? We have class. Sometimes that helps. For those of you that go to the gym, having a gym partner, I can tell you there's mornings where I do not want to get up at all. So having that person do that. I'm hoping that Josh is ready.
I'm
Josh?
ready to go, Sarah.
Perfect.
I was letting you, chat for a little bit. I don't want to cut you off. Anytime I'm stepping on your toes, Sarah, it's because we're dancing, not because I came over and stomped on them. So those of you who are back into the
You're
easy to
around.
I started like thinking of all the sites, and like what is GitHub for? It's like the place where you get to store all these projects, and it's sort of like I'm finally starting to conceptualize all the pictures of all the websites, and it's which is really helpful for me. I don't know if other people are more visual in general. I'm very visual. I'm a choreographer too, so that's why it's all visuals. Like, oh yeah, what does that look like? So I don't know. I'm really excited that we're getting even more help in building, not only building, but like understanding what it is we're building to, like, you know what I mean? All that there's like so many new parts, and so it's like people can be talking um uh, e- French when you're like, I've never learned French in my life. I know like a few words, but like this is so I think it's really interesting, super cool, and it's really cool to process and find new ways to learn, and then like actually understand what it is that we're doing. So I think this, I hope that makes sense. So I'm just very grateful, excited, and I guess the question would be, um, what questions were going through your head while you were what questions are going through your head while you're building? I think ask the most people probably same things too.
Also, really quick, I want to highlight one quick thing you said. Though your rants are always amazing, and I love how you see the world because everyone sees the world differently. But what he just shared is super important. It's called the click. When the click happens in your head and you start to understand what you see and you see the repetition and you start to understand what you're doing, everything starts to click. So you guys should all strive to make it make sense because it does make sense. So you need to get yourself to the point where it makes sense and things click and you understand why we're using everything. So I just really quickly wanted to highlight that. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, even you, Cordell, this is a great time to ask them because we're about to move forward like a freight train, guys. So
One thing I want to say,
ask
it looks like
now.
we got a couple hands, but Dave, when I think about learning new things and then applying them to my project, I always think of, focus drivers and think about focus modes and what you're doing over there. And it's so interesting inside sessions like these, we're being challenged in real time to learn and then build. It's like builder standing, right? We're building while we understand or something like that. And I think that that is amazing. And guys, there's so much growth that happens in these sessions. Those moments of click and when it's all falling into place, I think has already happened over these hours. Dave, I see you coming on up. Would love to have you up. Sarah, and I'm so sorry I was stepping on toes in the first place. Feel free to unmute that mic. You're running the show. You're making it happen. I just was making sure we had the classroom all filled up before we got your amazing voice in here as well. You were sharing such gold, such gold. So don't let
Oh,
me hold
Pasha,
up what you're
that's
doing
okay.
here. Feel
I
free
actually
to
just
run it.
wanted to jump in. For those of you that are in the room, our friend Jonathan's grandma, she comes in and she's been here from day one. She has a migraine tonight. So if you guys can send up some healing vibes, she is going to be listening in on the recording. And I wanted her to know that we are with her and that I don't want her to stress. I don't want to give her a worse headache, that we will catch her up. And the fact that she would think to DM and say, hey, make sure you tell the guys, I'm so sorry that I can't be there tonight, means everything to me, because it means that she actually is connected, and she's connected to her family, her pocket family here, and she's connected to bettering herself and learning a new skill. And the fact that it's bothering her that she can't, just log off, is something very telling. Something is magical is really truly happening here, that there are folks that never believed in a million years that they could build something like this, and that they are going through the steps and they are tithing to themselves that time, that very important time, um, carving it out of their schedule and fighting for it tooth and nail to make sure that they can better themselves and improve their mind. It's the maker mindset. As an entrepreneur, you are always in a state of learning. You don't always know it all. You're always continuing that education and hunting and gathering for the information. And I just wanted to put it out there that, yes, Jonathan's grandmother, we hear you, we see you, and we wish you well. May peace find you this evening. Mr. E has his hand up.
I don't have a question. I'll be super quick. I wanted to just say thank you. I had some problems last week. Ross was really great, with some DMs just to give some directions to poke around. I found 2 problems and was able to resolve those, get my SQL tables set up. But it was in Supabase. I could actually go in and see that, okay, I had the tables there, but there were empty, no products in my tables. So I could figure out where the hang up was. And that was through the work that the next day or afterwards that Alisher was doing. He was going back and forth with Bjorn. So I think it was Bjorn. I looked around, I don't see him here, and I didn't have his user ID. So if anybody wants to tag him, just because I know he's been steaming along with everyone. But Alisher, I just got to say, your guides and then the way you walked through it and explained it and answered those questions, I was able to follow along on the recording, and I'm right back on track. So thanks, everyone. Hope we have an awesome session together. Appreciate it.
Mr. E, I'm so glad you're back in it, and really cool to hear that confirmation that getting the recording, getting the tools that Alisher and resources he's put out, that is amazing to hear. I'm so stoked. These guys are really good teachers, not only one-on-one, but in these big settings. Just a big shout out to Alisher, to Ross. I know you guys are running it, and Nick in the background, making sure everything's perfect. It's beautiful stuff. I don't see too many more hands. Please do put up emojis if you had anything. But Dave Meyer, do you have any advice for these folks? We're doing 3 hours of hardcore focus. It breaks every rule in the book. but we're learning new things while trying to apply them in some sense. But really, it is learning. Any like quick notes or advice for a tank full of people about to take this on?
Yeah. Look, we're not breaking rules. We're just kind of overworking our brains a little bit. Just be prepared for, tomorrow you may be a little bit more dull. And I do recommend every time you come to these to maybe take 20 or 30 minutes beforehand to just kind of let your brain recharge. It's okay sometimes, not every single day, but it's okay to go above and beyond the normal. What I would say is the fact that you have the Notion document with all of the step-by-step notes. Don't try to have everything perfected. You're going to retain some information by taking action, and then it clicks and you're like, yes, that's great. But also go back through those notes again, retry it. You can clone all of this stuff and do it a second time and a third time. And as somebody that not just, does focus, somebody that builds websites, it gets easier each time. So when I look at the notes, I'm like, okay, that's straightforward, but that's only through repetition. So like today is your first rep. And if you do it again during the week before the next session and you get better at that, you'll see where those small mistakes are and you start to build that little bit of muscle memory. So
Excellent, Smith.
All
Go
right,
ahead,
so
Alistair.
here, where we're gonna go is we're gonna look for customer portal. There's a search bar on top, and most of the time, Stripe has a lot of different sections. They have a lot of products that go into their library, but for us right now, we only really care about a few. We only care about product catalog, where we make our tiers, and customer portal, where we're gonna set up all of this account management settings. So it's going to be right here, settings, billing, customer portal. I'll leave this up so you guys can find it, but you can just start typing customer and it'll start popping in the results. Now, I know Dave earlier asked me a few questions that I think are pretty important questions somebody else might have. So here, what you'll be able to do is when somebody subscribes, there's an account page in our SaaS template. I have it open. I'm going to bring it in so you guys can see that as well while we're navigating to customer portal. Okay. And this account page has an ability to manage the account in Stripe customer portal. So it's right here, open customer portal. And when you click that, that will redirect you to a page in your Stripe. And here I already have it set up for today's store. We'll go through the setup again. But in here, if any of you guys have AI Tutor, if you have Pixio, and you've ever switched plans or you went on and canceled to re-sign up for any reason, you would have ended up on this page, right? This is the Stripe customer portal. And in here, as a customer, you're able to see, what card you paid with. You're able to actually edit this payment method. You're able to update any of your information. You're able to see the invoices that are generated every month. And of course, you're able to update the plan. You're able to change from monthly to yearly and between different subscription tiers. So that's what Customer Portal allows us to do. And of course, cancel as well. And then we can go back. And I haven't set this up yet, but the idea is that it would redirect us back to our page. Let's see. Awesome. So we're going to navigate to our customer portal. And let me deactivate this link. And for most of us, this page will look something like this. So we have our settings here on the left. We have different previews we can choose here on the right. So you can see what the page to update the plan looks like. You can see what the portal homepage looks like. As you guys can see here on the right, looks very similar to what we have already seen earlier. So in here, in our customer portal, you want to click on this button